Hi, what's going on, guys? We are Tottenham TV here. Does anyone want to be Tottenham manager? I'm just finding anyone out there. Does anyone want to be manager of Tottenham? Because every time we looks like we're close to someone, we seems to fall apart. It seems to fall apart every single time. And it's an absolute mess at the moment. For Fonseca now down the drain. It looked all for world to see now. Gattuso was going to be new Tottenham manager. Say no to Gattuso was trending on Twitter yesterday, and the Spurs fan base has taken another victory as this morning, apparently due to the fan pressure, only a few hours after being announced, Spurs have pulled out of negotiations with Gennaro Gattuso, and now Tottenham are yet again back to square one in their managerial search. I feel like this is like a comedy of errors at the moment. I feel I can't kind of wrap my head around how ridiculous our managerial search has been since sacking Mourinho. It's been mistake, error after error, mistake after mistake. I can't quite wrap my head around how incompetent the hierarchy have been in selecting a new manager. It kind of felt like there was one set of list of managers before we had got Paratici, and now Paratici's come in. Now we've got another set of managers who have now a new list, and we're just working our way down the list, ruling manager after manager, getting close, and then just ruling ourselves out. I mean, I was finally getting my head around Fonseca. That was only a couple days ago, and I was like, okay, underwhelming, but he plays attacking football. At least it might be fun and it might be good to watch, but now we pulled out of that for pretty much no reason, because we went for Gattuso and we've pulled out a negotiation with Gattuso within a few hours. So we've pissed off Fonseca. We've disappointed him because we uprooted what he thought he was going to do, because he thought he was going to be new Spurs manager. Out of nowhere, we've pulled out negotiations. We've done a 180 and gone for Gattuso, who for me is an inferior manager and is a complete hothead. And then within a few hours, we've pulled out of negotiation with Gattuso, and now we've left with our tails between our legs with no manager. Any manager we go for now knows he's completely getting into double digits of choices now. What, 10th choice here? I mean, we are a joke. It hurts my head. My brain is like frying at the moment, thinking about how incompetent our managerial search has been. I mean, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. My brother Ben will be joining me in a few minutes. Just hold tight if you're wondering where he is. I'm just holding the fort for the time being. But at the moment, Spurs are just a laughing stock. We're the laughing stock of the world. We're the laughing stock of the Premier League. I can't get my head around the incompetence. It's the sheer incompetence. I mean, we had the hierarchy had us all excited about Conte not so long ago. We screwed that. We've just been screwing it up time after time after time. And I'm getting messages in my direct messages on Twitter, on Instagram. Not to be fair, it's from a vast minority, but from a few fans saying, "Why why can't you say anything constructive? You seem to be you're spitting your toys out the pram. Why are you being so negative? Like." Have you? And I'm just thinking, like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing how we're conducting our managerial search? We're a joke. We're an absolute joke. There's no plan. There's no strategy as to what we're doing. It's like we're just pissing in the wind and seeing where it lands. It's ridiculous. And then whenever we seem to get close to anyone, it seems to we pull out negotiations, and we seem to look for the next best thing. It's like the grass is always greener with Spurs at the moment. The grass is always greener on the other side, and we can't settle on anything within fear of missing out. It's like we got constant FOMO. That's what seems to be like with this hierarchy. We got this constant FOMO of what we're going to be missing out on with another manager. We can't settle on any manager at the moment. And we had a free run at Conte, but we couldn't secure him because we don't have the ambition on the pitch. Then we got a free one on Fonseca because he's now available and he's free. But last minute we put out negotiations because we're missing out on Gattuso, and then we go for Gattuso, and then there's massive fan backlash because of things he's previously said and things he's previously done. And also, he's not a very good manager anyway. I mean, yes, he did okay at Napoli. Fair enough, he did a decent job at Napoli, but they didn't decide to... they sacked him. It was different to Fonseca, where they didn't renew his contract. They actually sacked Gattuso because he didn't get... I know he won the cup, but he didn't get Champions League football. And so now, we're just nowhere. We're just nowhere. No direction. It's hard to see where we go from it. It's hard to see what manager worth his salt is going to be interested in this Tottenham job right now. And I'm lost for words. I'm absolutely lost for words with how shocking this Tottenham hierarchy are. I mean, when we had these Enoch out protests, I did not for 1 second envisage this shit show we are in right now. This is beyond my wildest nightmares of what the managerial search could possibly bring. But here we are, sitting June 18th, when we're mid-April, we sacked Mourinho. Mid-April, April, May, June. We are in 3 months. 3 months without a new manager and without any direction going into the new season. And this in a time where we should be doing our utmost to convince Harry Kane that we are a serious club going places and we are a club that he shouldn't be looking to leave. He should be looking to stay with us because we are a club that are in the ascendancy and we are a serious club who can challenge the big boys and be where he wants us to be. But not only have we not done that, we have done the complete opposite. We have completely shown to Harry Kane that we have no idea what we're doing. We have no clue what we're doing. And we have no clue how to move forward as a football club. This is beyond my wildest nightmares. It really is. I can't comprehend it. I can't comprehend that they are tasked with running a £1 billion football club. They're tasked with that. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind how anyone at this rate can stick up for Enoch. Let's run some super chats. Sam's keep calling, Ben. Just saying. Rendezvous link. All right. There's a rendezvous link in the community section for you guys. If you want to come on and have your say, we will be taking calls. So for all our members, the rendezvous link is in the community section. So if you join, we can get you on and we'll get you involved in the chat and we can take calls. I want to get people's opinions and I don't know, maybe who can be our new manager. And my brain is just hurting when I'm thinking about how bad we've been. Daniel Parsnips, big up Daniel, says hashtag yes to Conte, let's get it trending. I'm afraid that ship has sailed and there's no chance Conte is joining this shit show. You serious? Conte is a serious manager who wants to win things and challenge. He's only going to join a project where at a club who will have the ability to challenge for top things. And I don't know if you've noticed, but Tottenham ain't that. Will Stewart, big up Will. Sim, how can any respectable manager want to ever come to our club after we threw a reasonable choice like Fonseca in the bin for someone like Gattuso? Does this not show Paratici can't be trusted? I have to say, Paratici has to be questioned. He has to be questioned with some of the choices he has made over the past 24 hours. To throw Fonseca in the bin after he was his choice and go for someone like Gattuso because he left Fiorentina after 20 days of management and decided that he had too many difficulties with the board. So after 20 days, he decided to resign as manager of Fiorentina. And then Paratici thought he was the man to lead Spurs forward, despite the obvious controversial comments he's made in the past. So it was obviously going to be dug up. And not only that, but his questionable managerial record anyway, where he's resigned or been sacked from various clubs. I mean, it beggars belief, and I think Paratici questions have to be asked about that for sure. Paratici, look, it's early days in his tenure, and he hasn't even officially started. Welcome aboard to the shit show, to the sinking ship that is Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Trust me, I was aboard a long time ago.
All aboard.
All aboard the shit show train, everyone. Step right up, step right up. We're taking any managers available. We're taking any managers available right now. Graham Potter, step up. Scott Parker, step up. Ryan Mason, step up to the plate, please. We'll be taking anyone right now.
Literally, I reckon they're just they're playing the tune on a loop in the football ground right now. That's
but you know what? Commending the Tottenham fan base last night for standing up against Gattuso, though. That is one good thing that came out.
But I feel like they didn't do it. Maybe it was partly due to his prowess as a manager, but they mainly did it because of his comments, I feel.
Yeah, no, they did. They did mainly do it with his comments, and I think that is why the club did a U-turn on it.
But how did that... I don't understand. We are a £1 billion football club, a multi-billion pound football club. How do they not do their due diligence when they're going for a manager, especially when they've pulled out of negotiations for a manager was set to sign?
This Paratici seems like he's got no clue, to be honest.
It beggars belief. They didn't do their due diligence into how the Gattuso would have been reacted to because of his comments. And how do you not do your research?
The funniest thing about this whole thing is Gattuso was nothing to do with Daniel Levy. Gattuso was nothing to do with Daniel Levy. This was all Paratici. All Paratici. And we've been digging into Daniel Levy, Enoch this, Enoch that. Yes, it's Enoch's fault for bringing in this Paratici, but this is his choice. Apparently it's his choice to pull out for Fonseca and go for Gattuso. Now we've alienated Fonseca. Gattuso's not coming. Conte's not coming. Poch ain't coming.
And
Who's coming?
We've got a dick in our hands right now. We've got nothing.
Got absolutely nothing. This is an absolute shit show. And someone in the comments says Lopetegui. I mean, Lopetegui ain't coming. We've been speaking to him as well. I mean, he's rejected us.
Did he reject us? Yeah.
Because of family reasons or whatever. But, mate, this is a shit show from start to finish. Daniel Levy doesn't know what he's doing. Paratici doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, it seems like Paratici just going for his mates or whatever. And it's just a shit show from start to finish. And I don't know where this club goes from here.
And it's really amazing, right? That Levy interview was how long ago? That was what? Was it a week ago? 5 days? It was last Saturday. So 6 days ago. How badly has that aged? And it's only been 6 days. And it's aged horrifically.
Yeah, but everyone saw straight through that, didn't they?
It's just unbelievable, though. It's unbelievable how we can top ourselves in being a shit show. It's incredible.
Gav Bailey says the Benny Hill theme tune every time Sky breaks Spurs news, and it's so true, mate. It's so true. And I just don't even know what to say anymore about this football club. I really don't. I don't know what to say anymore. I mean, how? How do they cock it up so badly every single time with every single manager?
I just can't quite. But
I've never seen anything quite like this.
We were actually ready to do a live stream to get everyone's thoughts on Gattuso, and we've already pulled out within the morning. We've already pulled out. It's just
I bought into Fonseca. I was invested emotionally into Fonseca. And I was ready for Fonseca to come. I was happy for him to come, and I was quite excited to see what he could have bring to Tottenham. That's the honest truth. After the whole shit show that happened before that, I was actually quite happy for Fonseca to come.
You know what? I posted a tweet this morning saying, at what point does Jose Mourinho sacking look like a massive mistake? And people are like saying, oh, it was never a mistake. It was definitely a right choice. I'm sorry. The position we are in now, are you telling me you wouldn't rather go into next season with Jose Mourinho?
Yeah, but I don't understand what that's about because it was shown it was a mistake 6 days before a cup final. They should never have sacked him 6 days before a cup final. Everyone knows that.
No, I'm saying in general. Obviously, at the time, we were like, yeah, maybe sack Mourinho, move on, and he's. But honestly, given the position we're in right now, I think I'd much rather have Mourinho going into next season and be in the position we are right now.
Sacking Mourinho is not the mistake. Sacking Mourinho without a plan is the mistake. That's the mistake. It's not sacking Mourinho because I don't know if it was working with Mourinho here, but will it work with any manager here is the case. That's the case. But I think you have, if you're going to sack Mourinho, if you're going to sack anyone, you need a plan in place like we have done every other time we've sacked a manager. It's unforgivable to sack Mourinho without a plan.
The position we are in right now, I would much rather have gone into next season with Jose Mourinho than be in the position we are in right now.
Yeah, of course, that's a no-brainer, but I think that it wasn't a mistake essentially sacking Mourinho. It was sacking him without a plan.
I think it was. I think given where we are, I think it was a mistake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sacking him without a plan because we don't have a plan. That's why it's a mistake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Dermot Moyle says, we all wanted sugar out at the time. Look what we ended up with. Reminds me of the late 80s and 90s. This is as bad as I ever seen. What a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Not wrong.
It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible, this football club. The depths of incompetence they can reach knows no bounds.
New manager in 7 to 14 days now.
How long ago was that? That was like a month ago. Oh my God. New manager before the Euros. We're nearly halfway through the Euros now. Still no one. I mean,
so now we're back to Erik ten Hag's favourite people.
Is it? Is
we're
it
back
Ten
to
Hag
Erik
again?
ten Hag. Let's see.
I thought we're making our way through Serie A first.
So we've got Ten Hag favourite, Gattuso second, Lopetegui third. Two managers who've been ruled out, by the way. Roberto Martinez in fourth and Antonio Conte in fifth, another manager who's ruled us out.
Conte's still there, is he?
Yeah, but Conte's like 16-1 or something. At this stage, you know what? Roberto Martinez doesn't seem too bad.
Doesn't seem too bad. Some of the football Belgium played yesterday. I'm like, all right. Okay, why not?
After all the shit I've been talking about Roberto Martinez at this stage,
I'd rather him than Gattuso. Gattuso, I'd understand this whole Gattuso thing because it's just so clear to everyone that it was going to end in disaster. And it ended in disaster before it began, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But
he lasted longer at Fiorentina than he did at us.
Literally, it was a few hours for Spurs until the whole Gattuso thing blew up. But looking at Gattuso, it was just so clear it was never going to work with Gattuso. Not only because of what the things he has said, but he's just the biggest hothead. He's like, if he doesn't get what he wants, he'll just storm out.
Sometimes maybe shit, sometimes maybe good.
I never understood why we would go for him. It doesn't make any sense to me why we would be interested in someone like Gattuso. Also, I thought we were going to do this whole get the DNA of the club back. We seem to abandon that completely within a few weeks.
It's not even abandoning it. Like, we keep going to it, giving up on it, going for a completely other spectrum manager, you know, going for Pochettino and then going for Conte. I mean, and then going for Fonseca and then going for Gattuso. This club have no clue what they're doing. They have no clue. They're flip-flopping like I've never seen before.
He's talking about shitting the bed. This is like a constant stream of diarrhea in the bed.
Yeah.
Literally. It's just madness. It's madness what's going on in this club.
At this point, bring in Eddie Howe, bring in Jurgen Klinsmann. I don't know, man. Bring back Glenn Hoddle or something. Even Graham Roberts tweeted out saying, "Oh, Glenn Hoddle could do a job with this squad."
Okay, and someone needs to clip up that bit, you know, in the Amazon documentary when he was talking about sacking Pochettino, and he said, "This is the toughest decision I've had to make as Spurs chairman, but you know, time will tell. We'll see if we made the right decision." Well, time has told, Levy, and you fucked it up, big time.
All right, shall we get Simon Cohen on?
Come on,
I can see him laughing in the background there. I see him laughing. This is no laughing matter.
Oh, God. It's a lot. Oh, I've had enough of it. I've had enough, boys. I really have. It's pathetic. It really is. It's just going from bad. Yeah, of course. I need my Jewish penicillin. I need my chicken soup. I've really had. I phoned up the Samaritans earlier, and I told them I was a Spurs fan, and they put the phone down on me. I just don't get it. 53 years I've been a Spurs fan, boys. As I'm 63, 53 years of being a Spurs fan. I thought it was bad when we got relegated in '77, but this takes the biscuit. This really does. This is beyond, whatever. I've had, it's pathetic. It really is. I just don't know what's going on. I just don't know who we're going to end up getting. I really don't. It's pathetic.
Can you understand the feel? Like, let me ask you this, because we haven't asked fans about this. Literally, the last 24 hours, so much has changed. So, 24 hours. If you talk to me 24 hours ago, Fonseca's about to be our manager, right? He is nailed on to be our manager. It's literally about to happen by and large. People saying the contracts are nearly done for Fonseca, and the deal's basically done. He's apparently going on holiday, and then that's it. We then, within a few hours, do a U-turn on Fonseca. We decide, actually, we're not going to appoint him because Gattuso resigned after 20 days of Fiorentina manager. We're now about to appoint Gattuso, and within a few hours, we've U-turned on Gattuso, and now we're left with no one. So what was your feeling when you heard about the potential Gattuso appointment, first of all?
Well, I didn't want him anyway. Didn't want Gattuso. He's a loose cannon. He's a mashugana, as they say. I didn't want Gattuso. That would have been a bad. That would have been a complete bad move, boys. Getting Gattuso, and I didn't want him. So lucky enough, we're not getting him. But well, who are we going to get now? Well, we're down to Parker and Potter now, are we?
Let me ask about were you potentially excited by Fonseca?
No,
Despite
no,
and although it was
no.
underwhelming, but were you like he does play attacking football and
That's right. I wasn't excited. I also had to Google him. I wasn't excited about him coming in, if whatever. But I would have said, give the bloke a chance and see how it pans out. But I thought to myself, it seemed a bit strange. It was dragging on for a while. Him, signing for Spurs and Fonseca. Then all of a sudden he goes away on holiday. I thought he's gone away on holiday. Shouldn't he, get signed up first or whatever? Come in and get the wheels in motion at the club before buggering off on holiday. But I thought that seemed a bit strange, him going off on holiday, and then all of a sudden that goes Pete Tong, and then it's Gattuso. I think, oh God, no, not him. Now this is all off. So I just really don't know. It's a shit show. It really is a bloody shit show. This club. I just don't get it. I just don't understand what planet Levy's on. I really don't. I feel sorry. All the Spurs supporters, getting treated like crap. We're obviously getting, shitted on. Excuse my French. The way it's going at this club, it's pathetic. It really is bloody pathetic. It's 8 weeks to the season starts, isn't it? We've got the Harry Kane episode. We've got no manager. We've got deadwood players to get rid of. We've got to get players to come in all in 8 weeks.
Yeah,
that ain't going to happen, is it?
At this stage, Daniel fucking Levy may as well manage the team.
It's not going to happen, is it? How are we going to get all this done in 8 weeks? Please tell me. Without a manager, Kane wants to go. Son still hasn't signed a contract yet. Players still we need to get rid of some players. We need to get players in. I just don't get it.
And also, Simon, you've got to think, not only is it incompetent that we haven't got a manager now, but the lack of professionalism in the hierarchy and how we have conducted ourselves in this managerial search is going to alienate potential other managers who might be interested.
Well, that's right. Would you want to manage Spurs? The way it is at the moment, we're down to about a seventh, eighth option, aren't we? It's pathetic. A club like Spurs with history, and they're just going like this. I just don't get it. I really don't. 8 weeks to the season starts, and look at the mess we're in.
It's pathetic, Simon. It is pathetic. It is pathetic. And when you Simon, cast your mind back to when we were being linked with Pochettino and Antonio Conte a week or 2 weeks before the season ticket renewal comes out.
Well,
season ticket renewal deadline happens. Season ticket renewal deadline happens, and it's all gone up in the air again. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's how Levy works. So we'll assume we get Pochettino in or Conte in because the season tickets are up for renewal, blah, 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 blah. Then people start, renewing their season tickets. And then guess what? Pochettino ain't coming in. Conte ain't coming in. You know how he's going to pan out with Spurs. It's like when we try to buy these top players. It's not going to happen. It's just an utter joke. I just don't know why. Levy can just go. Enough now. I feel sorry for all the supporters, you young boys and all that. You haven't seen trophies, one thing and another. And look, just the way it's going, it's pathetic. It really is. I'm sorry to vent off, but I've just had enough of this.
Yeah, it's and terrible. The rest of us, Simon.
It's terrible. Terrible. And who's going to be linked to us over the weekend now? Who's going to be now? Scott Parker.
Eddie Howe or someone,
Oh, please, come on! This is pathetic. It really is.
That's what we're dealing with now. That's what we're dealing with now.
But we shouldn't be like this. Enoch are going to get up and go. I've had enough of it now. I really have. I feel sorry for everybody. All the Spurs fans, the die-hard fans like myself, like you, and all the other boys. It's pathetic the way this club's run. Look at Chelsea. Look what Abramovich has done for Chelsea, and we got Levy and Joe Lewis in charge. They must be laughing at us, Chelsea fans. Even Arsenal must be laughing at us. It's pathetic. It really is.
I just don't know what way to turn anymore, Simon. I don't know what way to turn.
You don't. I don't. I really don't get it. Like I said, we've got 8 weeks to the season start. Look where we're at.
Yeah.
And what's this Paratici going to do in 8 weeks? What can he do in 8 weeks? Is Paratici in 8 weeks? To get a new manager, sort out Kane, get Stones signed up, and get rid of the players that we don't need, and get played in all in 8 weeks.
I mean, he's already screwed up a managerial choice which he had over the line.
There you go. It says it all then, doesn't it? Do you feel sorry for that Fonseca or not? The way he's been treated.
I feel massively sorry for Fonseca.
Yeah,
massively.
he's been he's been well pooped on, hasn't he? Because I thought,
Big
all right,
time.
it wasn't my choice, but get him in, see how it pans out. But back to square one again. I just don't get what's going on.
I think when Fonseca first got linked to the job, I think everyone thought it was a massively underwhelming choice. But I think a lot of fans did buy into him. I think a lot of fans did buy into him by the end of it.
Well, you've got to give the man a chance, Ben. So
I wasn't willing to give Gattuso a chance, though. I wasn't.
Yeah. No, okay, but I put all my eggs in the basket with Conte. I've always been banging on about. As soon as Mourinho went, I've been saying to my friends, family, whatever, I want to see Conte coming. I thought, thank God, he's been interviewed one thing, and I thought, oh, thank God for that. But typical Spurs, isn't it?
It is typical.
He doesn't get the job thanks to leaving his crew. So I just really, you're going to take him. Who's going to be the manager come August the 16th or whenever we kick off? I haven't got a clue. I'm clueless. I'm just like leaving Lewis, clueless about what's going on with this club.
Yeah, maybe you should be chairman. I ain't got
a clue.
Simon for CEO.
I'm glad I'm not a season ticket holder. Yeah, because there'd be money paid down the pan with all this going on. It really would be, boys. I feel sorry for you two. You put a brilliant shift in, morning, noon, and night, 7 days a week. It's just, it's laughable, all this.
It really is, Simon.
Is laughable. Beyond laughable, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore.
I don't get it.
Simon,
sorry for venting. I've probably got other chats.
We need the venting. I think we're all doing that today.
I've had enough. I've had enough of it. I really had enough of all this. It's pathetic. A big club like Spurs, 53 years I've been a Spurs fan, and we're getting treated like this. No respect for the older generation leaving, Lewis. No respect for us lot. Fed up with it.
Don't even have respect for any generation.
They don't even have respect for prospective managers, let alone the fans.
All of us pay good money to watch this lot, and this is how you get treated.
I'm saying they don't even have respect for prospective managers, let alone the fans.
They don't have respect for fuck all except for their pocket.
I feel sorry for your I don't know how your granddad feels about all this going on.
Haven't even spoken to him this morning. I guess I'll speak to him a bit later, but we'll see.
I'm sorry for venting off. I'm not normally I'm not going to have a laughing joke, but this is beyond laughing joke time. It really is. It's pathetic.
As David C says there in the comments.
It's pathetic. It's a shit show. And it's not going to get any better, is it? Top four next season. We'll be in the bottom four next season. That's how it is, boys.
Simon,
that's how it is.
Thanks for your voice today.
Thanks, Simon.
We'll move on, but thank you very much for coming on.
I'm going to watch the rest of your program. You take care. You're doing a wonderful job. I really appreciate what you do. Thank
you very much, Simon, and thank you for coming on.
Have a good one, mate.
Bye, boys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wow.
Oh, man.
But you know what? Absolutely 100% spot on everything Simon said just there.
Completely spot on.
And, it's just so hard to see where to go from here.
It's just funny when we're underwhelmed by like our 7th and 8th choices and we can't even get them over the line. So how are we going to feel about our 9th and 10th choices? Like it's going to, oh man, I can't wait to see who the next name is because it's going to.
I think it's going to be Eddie Howe,
Yeah.
I think Eddie Howe's going to start to be linked. But
we're just so incompetent. It's exposed this hierarchy massively, even more than we thought.
Yeah.
Even more than we thought.
It's true. It's true. And we are the only club that can be in a bloody crisis during the Euros.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a time when we put Spurs to the back burner and put them into the back of our minds. But no, not Spurs. We have to fuck it up even more. Let's get the Joracle on, because I'm sure he's got a few things to say.
Come on, the Joracle. Joracle FC. How's it going, my friend?
Oh, is he on mute? One sec. Might be his side.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
There you go. All good, mate.
Now, all good.
Okay. So I need you guys to give me a bit of an update here because I'm in Jordan now for a shoot here. And I thought, I could go on a 4-day shoot and like, that would be the big deal. I wouldn't miss out on too much Spurs intrigue in the middle of the summer, but boy, what's I wrong?
What's the last you've heard, Joey?
Yeah. What do you think's happening right now?
So I'm just waking up to this that the angry psychopath is not coming, which maybe is probably pretty good, but it's not very good, as if it's or it is of yet another kind of a twist in the incompetence of our management, so that part of it is not very good. I mean, you can absolutely, I don't care if we get Conte with his highest budget of all time. Kane is never staying around for this. Like, who hasn't seen enough of this management now? 100%. Nobody can convince anybody that they know what they're doing in this regard. So,
I mean, but Harry Kane must be looking around at himself. Well, not right now, but he must be looking at Tottenham and thinking, they are just clowns over there. They are just clowns. Get me out ASAP.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, and like, if we not that I want to condone anything, but if we think of Eriksen, if he had like this inside knowledge before we could see it, now it's become so clear the last couple of years after he left, of course. I don't want to say I agree with him downing tools or whatever, but you can see, how fucking fed up you would get as an ambitious player, right? So, and of course we certainly hope and don't believe that Kane will do the same. But I wouldn't really blame anybody for sabotaging Levy's shit show, So, and I don't know, but like, to get back to the point, is like, I last I knew, before I went on set 2 days ago, Fonseca was completely done. And it was just a matter of, I think it was like he needed to take some tests or whatever, or get the permission to travel to London or something. That was the only thing missing. So what happened?
Jory, what's happened is that Gattuso has left Fiorentina after 22 days after a fallout with the board over transfer signings. As soon as that's happened, Paratici's dropped everything on Fonseca, has gone all in on Gattuso. Completely pissed off Fonseca. He's gone all in on Gattuso. And on that night, which was last night, it was trending all over Twitter. I think it got to number 2 on the trending section on Twitter. # no to Gattuso. And now they've done another U-turn and said no to Gattuso.
Oh my God. So the little hope we had by getting Paratici in is extinguishing, basically.
Pretty
I mean, that doesn't seem very professional. He's been like promoted as the magic guy from Italy and one of the best sporting directors in the world. And oh my God,
it's a shit show.
It's worse than you could ever imagine, isn't it?
I don't know how to, like, what's the transfer situation gonna be now? It's like, yeah.
Oh, who's out in the back? I can hear someone. Yeah, keep going, Jory. Sorry.
No, I think I don't know. I think like we're kind of quickly. It's kind of looking to me like we're Arsenal 2.0. And when I say
we're
2.0,
we're worse.
Yeah, that's what I mean by the 2.0.
Yeah.
2.0 and one worse, really.
Yeah.
So.
I just don't know where to go from here, Jory. I really don't know where to go from here.
And do you also think the way we've conducted ourselves in this managerial search, it might potentially could alienate potential managers coming for the job in the future?
I mean, for sure. Like, you cannot convince them. Like, the only manager with any sense that would go in there would make demand a contract where this incompetence cannot interfere with his work. And that's exactly what Levy won't accept, So, yeah, I think it's pretty insane. I think we're really, really, really bad situation here. I like, even now, I think Potts must be waking up and thinking, what was I thinking of even talking to these guys again? I forget this. I'm going Madrid next, or whatever, So.
At this stage, Ryan Mason is probably the only guy that will take this job.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of a competent manager that will take it.
Yeah, well, Ben, I'm sure Levy can convince, somebody like Scott Parker or some of these these aspirational good managers, But we know that as good as they might be in a football sense, the overwhelming sense of the size and incompetence of the management and the size of the club and stuff, they're never gonna. It's kind of like I kind of said it. I think my first call to you guys was that, like I said, like Nagelsmann can never change this culture when Nagelsmann was a possibility, but Nagelsmann has a hell of a better chance of it than a Parker or a Potter. I think, you know, being a local boy from kind of a lower tier, like something that, like, when it's such a step up, like on the paper for the manager, they don't have a chance. They don't have the leverage, you know. The only guys that would have the leverage to deal with the board, I think, was Mourinho, Conte for sure, and of course Potts would have had the most leverage, I think, you know. Because they would get the real support. I mean, Mourinho, we have to be grateful for Mourinho, I think, because Mourinho accelerated this kind of exposure of the management, I think. So I think in that terms, and like when you're in an abusive relationship, guys, you actually have to have to applaud the fact that the relationship deteriorates really fast, you know, and that's what's happening now. So, you know, it's all the alcoholic needs to hit rock bottom before they face the facts, you know, and this is kind of the period we're in now. So.
Jory.
I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could say something uplifting, but I'm in shock myself. You know,
there's nothing uplifting to say. There's nothing.
No,
there isn't.
And like you guys. No, and like you were talking about, I was looking into Fonseca, and I was like, yeah, Paratici clearly is like looking under like the surface, and there's definitely something to work with there, and he might actually be an interesting project manager and all of this, warming up to it. But I still kept the kind of, but it doesn't change the fact that our management has been completely manipulative, deceptive, and incompetent in this getting a new manager. So I wasn't happy about that still, but I thought, okay, maybe Paratici can at least kind of keep us somewhere in the range, you know. But I don't think. I hope Paratici will. I don't know. Like if Paratici went for football reasons, like drop the Fonseca thing, it's a little bit better. I mean, that would then reflect very much maybe kind of insider knowledge and really going full football. But we'll never know about that. Now it's just we fucked up our best prospect at this time now. We went for somebody I think looks like a complete psycho and would have made everything like even worse in the club. Like our squad with a hothead like that, can you imagine? Like they wouldn't get through the first training session, I think. You know,
Gattuso made no sense in any sort of way.
No,
in any sort of way.
No, exactly.
At least Fonseca made some sort of sense.
Yeah, there was a project-minded manager that had some qualities that both the kind of the club DNA and also maybe the squad, we could have lifted the squad a little bit up again. You know, of course we're still hoping for the refresh. I don't know. I'm like I don't know. I don't know. What should we hope for now? Should we hope for like it becoming like the disaster keep piling up and Levy will have to go? I think now, guys, by the way, when you're in the stadium and stuff, you need to focus on Levy. You need to focus on Levy. Levy is a very vain guy. You need to make him embarrassed in that stadium if ever he shows his face. He needs to go out with his tails between his legs. And I think you need to also maybe if you do protest or whatever, do it in one of Joe Lewis's retail properties or something like that, you know, where it starts spilling over to what they really care about, which is their money-making machine, you know.
Absolutely, exactly. And I think it is time for these things to come straight back out
for sure.
I don't even know why they weren't out in the beginning, but they need to come straight back
Well,
out.
guys, get your merchandise going, and I foresee you're going to be making a lot of money on this merchandise in the future. So,
Enoch needs to get out of our club, man.
And I'm just fed up of it. I'm fed up of it.
Yeah, me too, guys.
But Jory, look, thanks for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure to get your views. And keep having a good time in Jordan.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Cheers, Jory. Hope you won't miss too much. Wayne Bonner says, Levy's turned our club into a joke. Can't wait to see who gets offered the job next. Oh, it's just disappeared off me.
I've got it. Job next. Just to have it stopped at the last minute. So that's Wayne Bonner. I mean, I just don't know what to say anymore. I really don't know what to say anymore.
How many managers now has been on the brink of joining, and then there's been a U-turn now? There's 3 at least in the past, 2 weeks.
Who was the first one after Ryan Mason? There was no one until the end of the season. And then the first one was...
Who was the first serious manager considered after, before wasn't there anyone before Poch?
There must have been. There were strong rumours for Nagelsmann, but that was
Ten
never
Hag.
serious.
Ten Hag signed the contract. He signed the contract.
Ten Hag, Pochettino.
Rodgers then also distanced himself.
But he was never that serious, though. Conte, Fonseca, Gattuso. That's 5 players that were on the brink of signing for Spurs. 5 managers.
And we've just done a U-turn.
5 managers.
Oh, my God. This club, man. This club. It just doesn't do well for my mental health. Let's get Will Stewart on. THFC rants. I'm sure he's got a rant in store for us today after this shit show of a managerial search. Will, how can you put into words the incompetence of our hierarchy at the moment?
There are no words, right? That's the problem. There are no words. Look, there's several reasons why I'm upset today. First one is that indecisiveness is the sure tell sign of incompetence, right? When you don't know what you're going to do or what you want to do, that is a sure sign of incompetence, right? When you can't make a decision on what you're going to do, if you can't just make a decision and stick with it and go, it totally shows that you have no idea what you're doing. So for me, the fact that we disrespected someone like Fonseca, I wasn't excited about this appointment either. Wasn't happy about it. Was starting to warm up to it though. All the different experts that have come on, all the different channels was starting to get warm me up to the idea. I was doing research myself. I had a show yesterday morning, and I was preparing to 4 o'clock in the morning, our time here, and I wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning here, and I had to change the thumbnail and title 4 times in that time period. I mean, it's absolutely mind-boggling, the indecisiveness and just in the line. So how is any other manager going to respect our club? Would you want to go into a job interview where you know that if someone makes you a verbal agreement, a promise, basically, that you can't trust them as far as you can throw them?
Nope. It's an absolute shit show, Will.
And then the other second point that I'm really upset about is with this. I mean, obviously, I was upset about the Gattuso appointment, or link. But to see the fan base unite over that and see what the hashtag could do, and then the divide that's in the fan base for the rest of the time that allows this type of indecisiveness to continue on, it's also upsetting. If we could just all unite around the fact that Daniel Levy is incompetent, right? I mean, I'm sure he's a great human being and a nice individual as a person, but as far as running a football club is concerned, he's incompetent.
I'm not so sure he is a nice individual.
I don't know him personally, so I don't want to jump that far. I'm sure the other person in the backstage will do that for me. My point is that if we could unite around this, why can't we unite about the other thing and actually affect change in the other parts of the club? I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on that aspect? Is what I'm curious about. What do you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's spot on. I think I've been calling for it since we started the protest when the Super League happened. I mean, the the Tottenham fan base need to unite together. And for once, for the long time, I can remember that we have united together in terms of trying to get this Gattuso move to stop. But there are bigger problems there than bringing in Gattuso. We need to look right at the top, and we all need to unite as a fan base to try and get these parasites out of our club. And that should be our number one goal as a fan base, in my opinion, because nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change until these incompetent fools are outside of this club. Nothing. And that's the honest truth of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible how much worse they've become since the Super League. Like, I thought since the Super League, maybe it'll wake them up.
Yeah.
But they've actually got so much worse. And it's like worse than I could ever imagined it. I couldn't have imagined how much of a shit show they could have made this managerial search. I could not, in my wildest dreams, have envisaged how incompetent they were going to be during this whole search. But here we are. And if anyone was convinced that ENIC was still the people to run this club, surely now they can see they don't have a clue what they're doing.
Yeah, no, look, lads, I just think that too. Not only is the divide in the fan bases itself, but even like all the different creators, here on YouTube or whatever, they all, there seems like there's a divide growing even in our communities, and it's like I just don't understand what the personal attachment that people feel like. Because like for me, especially as a foreign fan, I support the badge, the club. I don't support the owner, don't support the players, don't support the manager. I support Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. That's what's important to me. That's what matters to me. And so if I can love you, I can support you, I can big you up if you're doing what's best for the badge. But the second that you go against the badge, I got to turn on you too. Because the badge is what's important to me.
Yeah,
and I just don't understand why other people don't have that same outlook on it. Why are we defending people who are obviously incompetent? It boggles my mind.
Clear.
It makes no sense, and I think you're absolutely spot on in what you say. I mean, the badge comes first before anything and anyone else, and that is what should be the most important. And this badge is being drug through the mud right now. It's being dragged through the mud by these parasites, and these. I don't understand the fans that don't see it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And yeah, okay, fine. They've done good work in the past, getting the financials inside, getting the place to what they was in 2001 to what it is now. It's a completely different machine in terms of a business. But this football and this club is being dragged through the mud right now. And nothing is going to, like I keep saying, nothing is going to change until these parasites are out the club. This great club, this once great club is being dragged through the mud time and time again now. It's too much.
I mean, our club used to be known for and respected for having a certain level of dignity and integrity, and all of that is gone as far as I can see it. Because how can you talk to a guy for weeks and tell him you're coming, we're going to sign you, it's a done deal, it's just the formalities that are left.
Even his wife posted. You see his wife post on Instagram yesterday.
Who's?
Fonseca.
Oh, did she?
She posted on Instagram saying, "Looking forward to the new challenge. I know it's different setting, but I can't wait. I can't wait for the new challenge." That's what she posted on Instagram. So he thought it was done and dusted.
Yeah, but I mean, we were known for having integrity and being honest and standing up for values, and that to me is just it's slipping by the wayside. And now we're going to be known as Levy Land in London. Where you can go rock climbing and you can dive in a pool, and you can watch football too, but that's on the back shelf, right? I mean, that's not the point. That's not the point of going to the stadium anymore. It isn't to watch the football. It's to go shopping and climbing and swimming.
Yeah, go on the skywalk, come down the skywalk, go to the club shop, go on a stadium tour. You can do anything in this stadium but watch good football.
And that's what bothers me. Like, I understand that Daniel Levy is from a business side. Yeah, great. Look, all of the extra things that he's doing would be amazing if the product was on the pitch as well, right? Why can't you show some of that decisiveness that you have for property into players and managerial selections? I just don't understand why you have to be so indecisive all the time when it comes to the thing that the fans, us as customers, right? Technically, if you think of it from a business side, right? If you want to think business wise, we're customers of this club.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to offer any customer support and or give the customers the product that they want, why should we be customers of the club? But that's the difference. Because it's football, because we love the badge, he's taking advantage of our passion, our desire, and our love for the badge and using it against us. And I don't see how people can't see that.
And on top of that, still paying full whack, still paying top whack, still got the most expensive season tickets in the Premier League. With this whole shit show going on, we're still paying the most out of anyone in the Premier League. More than a Man City, more than a Liverpool, more than a Man United, more than a Chelsea, who've all won so many trophies in the last 10 years. And we're struggling to find a manager on our 5th or 6th choice now. Can't even get through Fonseca through the door. Can't even get Gattuso through the door. That's what of a state of a club we're in right now. It's an...
I mean, how do you not have the foresight to know that this Gattuso appointment is going to be a bad idea? This isn't going to go over well.
So obvious.
How can you not have that foresight? It boggles my mind. Like seriously, I saw a guy on Twitter say it, and I agree with him 100%. He said, it's always kind of hot air when people say, if I was in charge, I'd do a better job. But he's starting to think, and I'm starting to think, that if I was in charge, I really could do a better job. Like, that's not a joke anymore. That's not hot air. I really think that if I was there to make the decisions, that I could do a better job from the footballing side of things than the people that had gotten there. And for me, look, this is Paratici. Everybody was saying that he's, a genius when it comes to the football side. But if this is his first choice in charge, oh my gosh, what do we got to look forward to for the rest of the summer?
I know.
I agree.
I mean, they're just the only thing that we can hope for is that they strike lucky, like they struck lucky with Pochettino. I mean, that's the only thing that we can kind of cling on to.
And I thought Fonseca was probably that had a chance. I was willing to give him a chance at least.
Yeah,
right?
Me too. But I was nowhere near ready to give Gattuso a chance.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. Well,
I mean, I had bought Fresca. I'd gone to the store and bought Fresca just to make the joke on Fonseca. Right? Like, I mean, I don't even drink Fresca.
What a waste of money.
You're going to have to now, my friend.
I got a whole bunch of it. I'm going to have to drink now.
We'd also, I was in a conversation with these Roma guys who's going to do this whole detailed video on Fonseca. Like, it was going to be out, I think, today. And then last night, I'd tell him, look, we have to bin it. I'm really sorry. We have to bin the whole thing. Now, I was trying to get in touch with these Napoli people. And then, like, sorry, we'll have to bin that now as well. sorry.
As a creator, it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keeping up with the trash news.
Trying to keep up with Levy's incompetence is tough.
It
changes from one way to the next.
You guys have been doing it for a lot longer than I have, and I don't envy you. You guys do a lot more shows than I do. We only do 5 weeks, so.
Yeah, I mean, when we came into this, we were at prime Pochettino. We had an unbelievable team last season at White Hart Lane.
What could go wrong?
That's when we started making content. We never even envisaged it going this bad, but we probably should have, because we're Tottenham Hotspur at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the definition of Hotspur today, and the definition for Hotspur in the dictionary is rash and impertinent. Kind of sums up Daniel Levy, doesn't it?
Wow. Well, we are living up to our name. Jeez, didn't know that. That's a nice nugget.
All right, Will, absolute pleasure as always, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You too,
See you soon.
Wayne Bonner with the super chat. He says, this reflects on Lewis, so he should be dealing with Levy. Levy has absolutely turned our beloved Tottenham into the Titanic of football.
Literally. We are back to being the banter club of the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're back to being.
Can't argue with that.
Publications are reporting like, oh, we're linked with this one. We've made contact with this one. We made contact with that one. Get a bloody manager in first before you start doing anything else. I understand.
I can't believe these transfer rumours. Like, we don't have a manager, people. Wake up. Doesn't make any sense. We're getting excited about these all transfer rumours. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Let's get Chris on.
Hi, lads.
How you doing, Chris? You all right, mate?
Can I swear? Because I'll tell you what, I am so pissed off with our fucking club, blood. Really? Daniel Levy needs to go on that fucking boat with Lewis and fuck off. Really, I've had enough now. I really have had enough. Every week, we're linked with a new manager. Every week. Now,
I've seen a lot of it saying it's Paratici, but I'm starting to think it's leave it on in his hands behind his back. It's ridiculous. Conte, Fonseca, and that wanker Gattuso they were going to bring in. I don't think so. If we have Mason at the end of this, I will not watch any more of the games. I can't do it. It hurts too much. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, I completely echo your thoughts. But when Fonseca first was linked to the club and Fonseca was about to come in, what were your thoughts running through your mind through that?
Right, at first I wasn't too keen, but I've got a friend at work who's an Italian. He's a big Inter supporter, and he goes, Chris, don't underestimate Fonseca. He goes, if he had not had those injuries, Roma would have been successful. He goes, he's a very, very good attacking manager. Give him a chance. And I was like, all right, we'll give him a chance. And I was warming to it. Then all of a sudden, that wanker leave, he goes and does it again.
Literally goes and does it again. He does what he does. I mean, where do we go from here, Chris? Where do we go from here?
We're going to end up with Mason. That's what I can see for coming. We're going to end up with Mason, and it's going to be Dyer again, where he picks all his mates, and we end up with in the bottom three. That's what I can see coming. It is absolutely ruining our club. Our club's in tatters. We're a laughing stock. Even we're getting more banter than this scum from across the road from us.
Yeah, and they finish even below us, and we're still more of a banter club than them. And let me ask you this, Chris: this is supposed to be a summer and a time where we're supposed to be trying to convince Harry Kane to stay at Spurs. We're trying to portray our club as a club going places and a club to stick with for Harry Kane. We're trying to tell Kane, look, yes, I know things haven't worked out over the past couple of years, but we will be winning things soon. Just stick with us. What must Kane be thinking now, looking at this shit show?
I want to get out the fucking door as quick as I possibly can.
Yeah,
that's what he's thinking right now. Let me go, please. Let me get the fuck out of this shit show and let me be successful. That's what he's thinking.
And he was thinking that when Mourinho was here, and things are like 20 times worse than what Mourinho was.
Bro, we're back in the dark ages. I have to say, and it really hurts. I've supported Tottenham for 31 years now, man, and we're back in the dark ages.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know how he managed to do it in such double quick time.
Well, welcome to Levy land.
And this is what all Spurs fans, I think, in the back of their minds were worried about. I think, especially when Pochettino or even when Harry Redknapp was there, like, we're always happy, like, challenging for top four and stuff, but they're always in the back of our mind, like, we don't want to become how we were in the 90s again. Exactly. We're always that fear that would always come back. We'd be fading to mid-table mediocrity again. And you know what? Our biggest fears are coming true. They are coming true under this ownership.
Right. Now, I swear, I've seen a lot of Enich in and Olivier in. They need to get their heads a fucking wobble, right, and realise who the problem is. It ain't the supporters, it's them. They need to seriously open their eyes, lads. Me, I've opened my eyes to it from when they did the dirty on Martin Yol during the Udinese game. I opened my eyes then at what Levy and Enoch really were.
Yeah, look, I think we've seen many signs over the years, but I don't understand anyone who still backs them. I don't understand it, if there is anyone left.
But you know what got me was the interview on Saturday that Levy posted, right? He wants to bring the DNA back. What that DNA means is do not attend. Because I will not go. I can't do it. I can't do it no more. I really can't. I'm paying what? Shitloads on the Sky and BT Sport to watch us play. And then I have to watch that shit show.
Yeah, I mean,
the transfer window's open. Why are these rumors coming out about players? We haven't got a fucking manager. Get us a manager, then look at the players.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's common sense. It's absolutely.
Obviously, right. Levy hasn't got no common sense, has he?
Not when it comes to football. He has no clue.
What but he does. When he has his Lady Gaga concerts and his Joshua fights. He's got common sense for them. And the bullshit he's come out with about putting all the money back into the club. Put his money where his fucking mouth is. Get us the manager we want. Simple. It's not hard. Say yes, okay. Conte wanted 3 million more. Give him the fucking money. Give it to him.
Get us a competent manager. It's not even like we're asking for the best manager in the world. Just get us a competent manager. That's all we want.
It's been 3 months.
3 months. It's 64 days now? 65 days? Since we last had a manager? I've lost count. I am so pissed off with our club. I am pissed.
That stadium is going to be a toxic place next season, isn't it?
But we've designed in the right way, like a toilet bowl, because now look at it, we are going down the toilet, quite literally.
Yeah. It's designed like a toilet bowl, and there's only going to be shit inside. So what do you expect?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you saw the pictures from the cobwebs from the manager's seat. It's going to stay like that for a long while.
Yeah, it is.
I am so fucked off, Sim and Ben. I tell you, when I saw that after I finished work about Fonseca, I went, here we fucking go again. Then I see Gattuso, I went, I don't want that cunt there. I don't want him.
And Simeon said it as a joke in the morning. Yesterday morning, we did a video, and Sim was like, made a joke about it. Oh, what's going to go wrong with Fonseca now? And it all went wrong again. And it all went wrong again.
Keep your mouth shut, man. Tim, just keep your mouth shut, man.
Next time, I won't even joke about it.
I've seen so many content from different people on the YouTube, right? And they're speaking about managers. And I've just keep saying it to all of them. Just don't pin your hopes on a certain manager, because we all know what Levy's going to do. He's going to dash our hopes yet again. And what does he go and do? He does it again. So now he's saying Ten Hag's the favourite. Ten Hag won't come. He's probably seen all these managers say, I ain't coming to you. And he's going to do the same, say, I'd rather stay in Ajax. I know where my job's safe.
Mm-hmm. You know, he can play Champions League football every year. He got to the semi-finals a couple of years back. So why would he leave Ajax to come to Tottenham? It makes no sense.
Yeah, what? And then have his hands tied behind his back by Levy, saying, you know what? Yeah,
exactly.
You could sign Skriniar, but you know what? We'll sign a Championship player who's untested.
Mm.
Oh, you want a striker, but you know what? We really don't want one.
It's very, very difficult to take at the moment, Chris.
And what got me even more was the fact that his comments on the interview with, but the manager didn't really want us to sign players. That's a load of bollocks, because Poch was saying we wanted the players, but he couldn't get the players that he wanted.
Yeah, exactly. It's just lies upon lies upon lies.
Lies. It was like that. No offense to the reporter who done that interview, but he must have had those questions scripted, because they're leaving you the answers before he even asked the questions.
Yeah.
It was an absolute farce.
It is a farce. It's going to carry on being a farce for a long time. I tell you that, Chris.
Do you know what? Look, I am so frustrated.
Yeah, you and everyone else, mate.
I love the club, but I can't love it no more. It's just like the disconnection has just gone too far, man. And if I see Mason in the dugout at the start of the season, that's it for me for the season. I will not watch any of the games, whether it's the North London derby, whether it's the biggest matches against Chelsea or whoever. I will not be watching. I will not do it. I can't put myself through it. I can't.
All right, Chris.
And this is all because of Enoch and Levy, because the way they've turned our club into a shit show business for their back pocket, not for the fans, for their own back pocket.
Absolutely, 100% spot on. But Chris, absolute pleasure getting you on, mate. We need to move on.
Oh, man.
But thank you very much for coming on.
Cheers, Chris.
For what it's worth, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. It's all about the chest, you know what I mean? The badge. And you know what? It's a bloody hope of these new managers killing us time and time again. I mean, it's time we stop hoping for anything with these parasites in charge. It's time we stop hoping and just get strapped in for the ride, because it's going to be a very bumpy one. Alistair Gold has just put out something. What's he put out?
He's put out an article. I have to go read through it.
Let's read through it with Brian Daigle, because I can see him waiting there in the background. Brian.
Oh, Brian.
Brian, you got too much of a smile on your face for what's going on right now.
He knows the score.
We hate Levy. Daniel Levy. I just don't think you understand. He's a parasite, always talking shite. We hate Daniel Levy.
You know.
It's pathetic. Welcome to my world of 14 years. And the one thing I want to say before we go anywhere is, or two things actually. First of all, within a week of that interview, you have bought a golf club, submitted building plans for a Levy land, all whilst we don't have a manager. It's amazing how this can get done when we don't have any money. Yeah. And secondly, and no one's really targeting these people, and I'm gunning for them and going for them. And when I come back, I'm making such a beeline for them, is where the fuck is the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
What the fuck are they doing?
Well, they did say, they put out this morning, they tweeted out, they saying they were going to relay their concerns about the new manager, Gattuso, to the club.
Wicked. I feel so much better. I have so much faith in them. Everything's resolved. Conte's coming in. Wicked. Everything's dickheads.
But I mean, can anything at this point surprise you about this hierarchy?
I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. I don't believe a single word that comes out of the club's mouth unless it's the poor sod that has to read the team sheet at the beginning of home games. Because that's the only guy that speaks the truth. Whatever you think, why has this Gattuso hashtag had such an influence when we've all gone mad over Conte? We've all gone mad over Ten Hag. We've all gone mad over Poch. Because it's money. But I said as a joke when we went through this, man, I think Dora the Explorer is going to become the manager. We're going through so many humans, we're going to have to start going through blooming cartoons soon because we're a joke.
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. I think I genuinely believe it's going to be either Ryan Mason, Scott Parker, Eddie Howe, someone of that ilk. That is going to be our manager for next season.
Even me. I mean, this one. I mean, like you were just saying before, the one with Fonseca falling through. Bob Spur was saying it first that it's going to fall through. I agreed with him, and just like you said, like even when Simon was saying about the video he did yesterday, it's just like this. Honestly, we can joke about now because this ain't going to happen. This can't go wrong. Well, hello there. Mm-hmm. Just, mate, I'm not joking. It's going to be. I've even said, and I'll say it on here as well. I think we're going to start the season without a manager. That's how bad we're going to be.
And you know about this whole Paratici thing? People are already joking that he's going to be out the door before he even starts because he's supposed to start on July the 1st. Well, let me read you this little snippet from Alistair Gold's new article, and it will probably set your blood boiling. It says, despite wanting the Tottenham job, Paulo Fonseca felt that there was a big difference in opinion between the expansive and attacking profile for the new head coach wanted by Chairman Levy and the more conservative approach sought by Fabio Paratici. So there's already a difference of opinion between what Coach Levy wants and what Paratici wants.
I don't understand. Did they not talk about this in their interview? Did they not talk about this before they give him the job?
Honestly, Paratici's going to be gone within a week. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Let's put it this way. Let's go back to when we signed Jose Mourinho. Yeah. This guy, this parasite, had wanted him for 20 years, apparently. I want him. Daniel Levy had seen at very close quarters that the guy comes in, spends hundreds of millions, wins trophies, turns things toxic, fucks off. And does it. He's got an MO for doing this every single team. So you think, okay, he wins things, you forget out the money, turns things toxic, okay, I can deal with that, and doesn't back him. The sporting director we should have gone for is Luis Campos.
Yeah.
Because Campos goes, finds gems cheap, turns them into superstars, sells them for millions. What we do is we bring a guy that, yes, gets things right on freeze, but spends millions to do it. And selling Juventus is a lot easier than selling N17.
That's most definitely true. It's most definitely true. I mean, everything he said is he doesn't get it. I mean, it's just shit show after shit show after shit show with this guy. And when are the majority of the fan base, or all of the fan base, let's be honest, are going to sit up, realize what is actually going on here, and realize that these hashtags last night, yes, the Spurs fan base came in unison and put their feelings across. When are they going to do it for these lot? When are they going to do it for these lot?
Exactly. I mean, all of us are working, doing our stuff. As you know, I mean, I've been saying it, and obviously I've been saying it since that or longer, but I went mad on your 20-year Enoch thing.
Yeah.
I see all this happening. I honestly, it's going to get. I'm telling you now. Take it on what I stand for and what I say, and as we know with my Levy record, this is going to get a lot worse. And it just gets to the point.
How can it get worse?
Like I said, just when you think it can't get worse, it can't. I mean, like Harry Kane right now, bless him, is getting ready to play England's biggest game, like the North London Derby. This is like England. This is a huge game, and he's had to deal with since he went away. Conte, Fonseca, Paratici, that interview from Levy, which he knows is bullshit. Fonseca, Gattuso. He's only been gone 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and this has happened. I keep saying to people when people go up against me with Levy out, and I'm like, listen, I've got 14 years worth of evidence and facts to spurt out. Come and test me. Come and see who's right. And I say to any Levy in fan, just look what he's done since the Super League. That's all you need to be. Like the Super League was the light bulb moment for a lot of people. A lot of people, like you guys, you completely. I'm so proud of the way you switched, and you need to take a lot of respect because you're the only ones with that Enoch out banner and really letting people speak. And if you look at it, since that, at any other club they'd be out. Any other club gone.
Yeah,
but not here. But why is there still a lot of the fan base trying to back this ownership?
Do you know what? I honestly don't know. I think they think that there are 85 days in the month, that unicorns do exist, pigs fly, and that the world is flat. Because I don't think they can. Every time something like this happens, I keep saying on Tottenham away that surely this will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And then it doesn't. I'm like, all right, well, surely this one. Nothing. I honestly, it's got to the point. I weren't even joking. I wish Daniel Levy just appoints himself, because if he does, I will be on the first flight back, and I will get a ticket from anyone I can, and I will make such a beeline for him. It will be box office TV. I will literally just I don't know where to go.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. I really don't think anyone does.
It's just the way we've
so hard to take.
You know, Levy's been known previously for maybe alienating other club chairmen and how he's negotiated and things like that, and maybe piss off other clubs, which, yes, is a problem, but you can live with that. But to do that to prospective managers who are coming to the club and going back on agreements you've made with managers who have agreed to manage Spurs, that's a whole different kettle of fish. And managers, I'm sure they talk to each other and things like that. And that's going to be a big problem moving forward when he's already made an agreement with Conte and gone back on it, an agreement with Fonseca and gone back with it, near an agreement with Gattuso and gone back on it. I mean, how does that leave any prospective manager feeling when they probably know now, even if they've got an agreement with Levy, it doesn't mean anything?
An agreement with Levy, like I've said, is like going for a prostate exam and then finding out Wolverine's your doctor. That's basically what it's like. It means absolutely nothing. And as you rightly said, Simeon, you look at it when players move to clubs, like when they go to foreign clubs, or even they speak to the players within. What's it like there? And you know, goddamn sure this is happening, and even more so with Mourinho. Because everyone will go to Mourinho because of the respect he has, and whether you love him or hate him, the man demands respect in the football world. And you know Mourinho, you know exactly what he's telling them, as well as every other manager, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is surely what he's doing is devaluing the club. And the more they devalue the club, it becomes more appealing for someone else.
What's ever happened to this bloody fan representative on the board? What's happening with that?
This is, mate, I've started making such a beeline for the trust. I did it on David's show when he was away with his dad. And I said, listen, what is the point? They came out with the Super League, and then they made that video was the most pathetic video I've ever seen in my life.
What,
it was a 2-minute or 3-minute video that they did, and I understand why they did it for equality and diversity and ageism and sexism. But I literally thought, and I had the feeling that it was going to be people being able to come on and have like 30 seconds to have their say, and then they just keep showing different people. But to have that video, that Daniel Levy, it's like when you see those donate £3 for children in need or whatever videos. That's what we look like. We are a joke. The Supporters Trust come out when they want.
Well,
the Super League, we're infuriated, and then nothing.
Well, Brian, in terms of when going back to Fonseca, so we've got Alistair Gold saying his exit words just said. He also says Fonseca's camp claim that that on the whole talks with the club went very positively and the deal was set to be sealed. However, some sources within Tottenham have indicated that face-to-face talks did not go as well and that the club were not convinced by Fonseca's ideas for the team. But wait for it. ESPN are reporting that Fonseca would have had to have paid $3 million in tax if he was to take the job at Spurs because of a law, an Italian law, which meant he would have had to pay $3 million in tax, which he wanted Tottenham to pay for, and Tottenham apparently weren't prepared to pay for that, and that's apparently one of the sticking points. So who do you believe?
So let's just say 3 is the magic number. So how much did Conte want?
He wanted $15 million a year.
Yeah, but what was the difference when he said 4 members of staff instead of 7? That's
Something
3.
like that.
What was the extra money he wanted from the board? 3 million.
3 million.
And now we're talking how much?
3 million.
3 million. I will go back. Whatever Daniel Fonseca says, I believe every goddamn word that man's saying. Every single word. Words coming out of the club, as I said, if it's not by the stadium announcer, it's bullshit.
And even by the stadium announcer, will probably be bullshit as well.
Yeah, mate, he'll start saying, yeah, we've got Skriniar in defence, Greeley. Oh, wait a minute, that was the plan team. Sorry. Yeah, don't believe anything this club says. Anything. I mean, Daniel Levy has the audacity to say we've apparently been linked with 30 managers with names he hasn't heard of. Bollocks. And someone said, the caller just before said DNA stands for do not attend. It doesn't stand for that. I worked it out. It's what managers are putting in for Daniel Levy's number, which is do not answer.
That's very true.
Because no one is going to want to take this job because it's poison and lies that comes out of this man's mouth, and just hopefully this will resolve itself with him leaving. And like I said, I just cannot wait to be back for the NFL protests because I won't be quiet.
Good. Shouldn't be quiet. We shouldn't be silenced. We need a voice, and we need to stand up for what we believe in, and we need to stand up for this a great club, or which was once a great club, as Keith Birkinshaw did say. But we got a super chat here from CC93 saying our fans are entitled. Ask this: would the fans have said no to Poch if we were entitled then, as we are now? What do we miss with Gattuso or Fonseca?
Oh, he's missing the point. He is just missing the point totally.
Well, this is the thing that happens. This is what happens, you see. They somehow they find the good out of all. There can be 99% things for Levy out, but they find that 1%. They find that 1%. And if, like I said, I go back to my 14 years of evidence, knowledge, going through it. I ask people, I mean, let's not even look at the Super League. I'll even make it easier for people. Let's look from the end of the season onwards. Yeah. End of the season onwards and see what's gone on there. That would turn anyone or most people.
Yeah, I don't understand how the fan base is not resounding like they were last night against Gattuso right now against Levy.
So, I mean, you look at it. I mean, Arsenal are trying to make moves in the transfer market. All these people, I mean, I saw the first time I heard it was on one of your brilliant roundup or new daily roundup videos when I heard we were after Lamptey from Brighton, which would have been a great transfer. Bollocks, bollocks! What managers approved it? What chairman said? Well, not what chairman. What manager? What the director of football? You cannot tell me that Paratici obviously knows absolutely everything about Lamptey already and knows the manager that's coming in and definitely wants to use him. People also think getting the Deadwood out the door is easy. If we've offered them such stupid money, we may have a bid offered. If someone like Dele Alli or Aurier doesn't like the money they're offered, what are they going to do? No, and we're stuck with them.
Yep. CC93 is back in the chat and saying he's not protecting Levy. He's Levy out, but he's not blaming everything on Levy.
CC93, come on Tottenham away and discuss with me, and I mean very, very politely. And just this is what this is. You know what it is as well. I'm sure Ben and Simmer called out for it as well. All we want is these people to come in and explain why they are. We come on and explain the whole time why we are out with all the facts. I want people just to come on any channel, any of ours, with no hostility, no nothing. Just to say why they are leaving in.
Well, look,
That's what we need to have. We need to have a discussion.
CC93, you're welcome to come on this live stream if you want. You're more than welcome. So please do come on if you fancy it. But Brian, just before you do go, there's been a couple of slight updates from Mike McGrath and James Ollie from ESPN, and they're both saying that Erik ten Hag now, we're going back in for Erik ten Hag apparently.
Do you know what? If I was Erik ten Hag, I'd be like, fuck off, leave me alone.
Literally.
I'll be saying to Ajax, can you please raise my release fee? I'll sign anything, even if it's an extra 1 week contract. Just do it. How embarrassing!
We've gone in for him convinced by Fonseca's ideas for the team.
Yeah, that's why I said.
That's right. That's why we released it. 99% done. Everything's going good. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. But it's all. Listen, it's bullshit. Do not listen to the club at all. It's all staged by Levy. Levy tells them what to say. I mean, even the PR team at Tottenham and even the social media team must be like, oh my good God, please just leave this club. Please. I mean, it's pathetic.
So hard to take, Brian. But look, Brian, thanks a lot for coming on, man. Always appreciate
No
your
worries.
Cheers, Brian.
Always a pleasure coming on. I just wanted to say a couple. First of all, happy birthday to Jack Kinnicky. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Jack. Happy birthday, my friend.
And then also a huge congratulations to you on 80,000, mate.
Oh, thank
you. Boys,
thank
and everyone
you,
in the back end. You are simply incredible. Let's get you to 100,000. It's been a pleasure coming on this year. I can't wait to come on for years to come when we're all old and in the Jewish nursing homes. We'll do a live stream together.
We still won't have a manager.
Yeah, probably not. That's actually a good point. Yeah, so just thank you for all the work you do, you two and everyone in the back end. And let's just enjoy England, Scotland, or try to.
Yeah, I think by that time comes, maybe Daniel Levy's son will be the chairman.
Who knows? Well, the good thing is I'm actually meeting Brian Ireland for the very first time face to face.
I hope you have a good time. I hope you have a good time. Amazing.
So that should be good. But yeah, guys, just congratulations, Shabbat Shalom, and I'll speak to you probably after the England game.
All right. Come on, England.
Cheers, Brian.
Come on, England. Levy out. Levy out. Levy out.
Levy out.
Paul Robinson has just been on Sky Sports saying he's waiting by the phone as he could be next on the list.
But yeah, massive happy birthday to Jack Kinnicky, absolute big friend of the channel. But let's get Mark S. Mark,
Hey, Mark.
how you doing, mate?
Yeah, how you doing, guys? You all right?
I mean, trying to be all right, but it's just an absolute shit show. That's the only way to explain it at the moment.
That's a stupid question asking if you're all right, because I don't think any of us are. To be honest, first of all, I want to apologise because I'm pretty late on the Enik out, Levy out bandwagon, to be honest with you. The final straw, and I tried to contact you guys after it happened, was the Conte stuff, where we all thought that was going through, and it didn't. And I was like watching YouTubers when that was all meant to be going through, and they were shitting themselves. And they were congratulating Tottenham and Levy, showing that we were showing ambition. And they were saying, look, you know, hats off to Levy. He's really pulled one out the bag here. And they were worried. And I was so happy because I was thinking, actually, this guy is going to show a bit of ambition now. And I vowed, when I see you guys at the protest, I thought, fair play to everyone that goes there. If they really feel that passionate about it, I back them totally. I wasn't on board with it. I said, I'm going to give them this summer to see. And I was happy. But that was the final straw for me. That was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I've been a season ticket holder in the past. I'm not at the minute. I've been a membership holder for probably the last 5 years. That was it. I just said, I'm not giving him another penny. I'm not going to go while he's there. It's not a lot, you know, but I do spend hundreds in the club shop. I've got 2 kids. I buy stuff for them. I go to games when I can. You know, at least half the games I go to. I'm not giving him money anymore. I cannot support the guy. He's running our name into the mud. He's a disgrace. And I didn't want Fonseca, but the way that he's been treated is a disgrace. I'll be honest. I'm not disappointed it's broken down because I didn't want the guy. I'm not disappointed he isn't coming. I can't lie. I can't be two-faced and say I wanted him. But the way we've handled it is a joke. It's the handling of it that I can't understand. This should have been sorted at the end of the season. I was on board. I didn't want him, but I would have been happy to say, "Oh, let's go get Brian Potter. Yes, let's have a project. Let's take 2 or 3 years. Let's lower our expectations a little bit, and yes, have a project, and yes, start again." I'd have been happy with that. Then they dangle Poch and Conte in front of our eyes, and then take him away. And what are we left with? Who's next?
No one.
You're next, Mark. You're next. You go.
Wait by the phone.
Send your CV in, mate.
Oh man,
I could do a better job than Levy can do. I tell you, look, fantastic on the business side of things. He has been in the past. The stadium's fantastic. He's done a fantastic job there. But what is he doing now? What is he doing? You've already said it.
To anyone. Makes no sense.
You've already said it. Like Alistair Gold's come out and said there's 2 different directions. Our new director of football's pulling in one way, and Levy's pulling in another.
he hasn't even officially started yet. He officially starts on July 1st, and there's already differences between him and the chairman. It's a madness.
But you would think these kind of things would be spoken about when they're talking about giving him the job. It makes no sense whatsoever. The pure incompetence is absolutely unreal. It's unreal.
Surely he would have come with a list of managers that he liked and in an interview process and said, right, this is who I would like to have, this, and this. All right, we know Gattuso was at Fiorentina for 22 days or whatever it was. But supposedly we've been speaking to this guy for a long time, I would have thought. We've known that he's leaving Juventus. Unless it's just a quick appointment, surely we've known about the managers that he would want to get. Surely we know that already.
It feels to me as though Daniel Levy is looking at the backlash of the fans saying, oh, we need a director of football. We need someone that knows the football to run this footballing side. And he's like, you know what? We'll bring in Paratici. He's got a good role at Juventus. We've tried to get him before. And he's basically, it doesn't seem like they've had any sort of conversation of what the job actually entails. It's just like, you know what? Go get on with it. Get a new manager for us. With no sort of talk about what kind of manager, what kind of way you want the project to go in, what direction you want the club to go in. There seems that there's no planning about this whatsoever.
I think I preferred Steve Hitchens' list of managers, and that's saying something.
I know.
That's how bad things are.
I know. But Gattuso was a bad idea from the get-go.
It's ridiculous. And the Harry Kane stuff. I mean, I've seen fans going back a few months saying, oh, he needs to leave. I won't blame him if he leaves. And I thought, you're idiots. What are you talking? Now, I'm like, just go, Kane. Because I'll tell you what, I wish we had the option as fans. I could never not support this. You know, I've said that I won't be going and give my money. I'll always watch them. I will always support Tottenham, no matter what. The sad thing is, I go to bed thinking about Tottenham. I wake up thinking about them. That's, it's ridiculous. I know you guys are the same. Yeah. We care about the club. And all we're hearing from Levy is that he does. Well, if you do, mate, pull your finger out your arse and get a decent manager in. Because I'm telling you what we're doing. We've seen it now. The last 3 we've been supposedly linked with. Conte, Fonseca, and Gattuso. All out of work. That's the criteria. All out of work. And now Conte would have been a good choice. He obviously wanted too much money. And he's too ambitious. So Levy didn't want him. Yeah. Fonseca, I didn't want him either, but he was out of work. So yes, go to him. Gattuso comes out of a job. Yes, go to him. Is that what we're looking for? We're not going to pay the compensation. If he is such a great businessman, like I thought that he was, him and Joe Lewis, they're saying that they want to be a self-sustained club. I get that. That's fine. We're in a pandemic. We've lost 200 million. We get that as well. But if you're a great businessman, surely you can see you have to invest. You have to break away from that project and get your money back another way, because we're going to be a million miles away. Leicester are pulling away from us. They're making a link with some great players. You said it before. Arsenal, we're a laughing stock. I'm sorry. Like, if this was happening to them, I would be pissing myself.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest. It might not seem like it, but I'm actually past the angry stage, and I'm on to I was actually laughing yesterday when the Gattuso started, and I'm not just I was literally just laughing. I was just like, I cannot believe it. I'm not even angry anymore. I'm just laughing at how incompetent he is, and we are as a club.
You were laughing yesterday, Mark, when you saw the Gattuso news and the Fonseca news falling through. What was your reaction this morning when you saw even Gattuso, they couldn't get over the line?
I wasn't surprised. I just wasn't surprised, to be honest. And I do think that the fans played their part in that, going on social media with the no to Gattuso. I do honestly believe that he's under so much pressure now that he thought, I can't do this. I can't do it because there's going to be such a backlash from it that he couldn't go through it. I was texting my mate saying, look, he won't be able to do it. We've seen the comments that Gattuso's made. There's no way we could have hired him. Not with, not the way the world is now. There's no way sexist, whether you read it that way or not, but people did sexist, racist, homophobic comments. There's no way we could have appointed him anyway.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous that a club who was supposed to be worth multi-billion-pound worth club can't do their due diligence when they drop a manager who they're about to appoint to go full in for this other manager, but they didn't do their due diligence into how it's going to be received. I mean, it's ridiculous to think that they didn't think this through. What does that say about the competence of them?
Surely Paratici would have known all this, though.
It says everything about how competent they are. But he mustn't. He couldn't have known if they went through with it. And then they pulled out. The fact they pulled out of it means they didn't know about it, and they decided that it's not worth the hassle. I mean, it just boggles my mind. It boggles my mind about how they couldn't think about all the avenues you're thinking surely it's got to be a big decision to be on the brink of appointing a manager and then decide to do away with him and go all in on this other manager. That's a massive decision to make, and they didn't think it through, and that says everything about them.
It does, and I just wonder where we go next. Really, I've seen that, as you said, that Ten Hag is the favourite again now. My personal opinion is I think we'll wait and we'll go for a Southgate or a Martinez. And at the minute, I mean, I'll be happy enough with that because I'd rather them than Fonseca or Gattuso, and that's what they've dragged me down to. I'd have been fuming with Martinez or Southgate at the beginning of all this, but that's where I am. Listen, I don't know. The guy 2 calls ago was saying about Mason. I don't want Mason either, but God, I'd have him over Gattuso. And for at least 100%. Where he's come from and everything. Don't get me wrong, guys. I don't want that, but this is where I'm at with it now. I just want someone in so we can start planning for next season and we can get in players that the manager wants. Because let's not forget, this squad needs a major overhaul, and we're just sitting on our hands on a fucking manager.
Time is ticking. We've got 8 weeks till the start of the season, and we've got so much work to do. We don't even have a manager yet. What is it, 60 days now without a manager, something like that? 60 days. 60 days. Right at the beginning, I was like you. I said no. I said, how could you even think about bringing Southgate or Roberto Martinez in? Right now, I'm probably right. I'll probably snap your hand off for it. Yeah.
From the managers that we've been linked with. And again, I keep saying I didn't want Fonseca, but there was a crumb of evidence that would suggest there was some kind of a plan. He was an attacking manager. He scored a lot of goals. Yeah. He seemed like a gentleman. Yeah. Like, fuck him off. Let's get in Gattuso. What? There was nothing. He's talked about the Tottenham DNA. What was the DNA in that? Where was that? It was just off the wall decision,
isn't it?
It's just
absolute bollocks.
Clueless. Absolutely clueless. But what can I say, Mark? Mark, absolutely brilliant call. Absolutely brilliant call.
I needed to get on and just have a bit of a rant. I know you've got other people waiting, so I won't hang around. But thank you. I'll be joining again. But you do great work. I actually bumped into Ben at the Champions League final, but I was quite drunk, so you probably don't remember.
I was quite drunk as well. So
yeah, I think you was as well. But listen, guys, it's just because we care, and it's just
half right at the end there.
Oh, I don't know what's
Look, Mark,
there.
That was a great call. If you can still hear us, I think you have just cut off there.
They've made me cancel my respect, guys.
You're still there, I think. Are you there?
Mark, you just seem to be lagging.
Guys, I'll let you go on, so I know you've got other people waiting.
You seem to be lagging, but thanks a lot for coming on, Mark.
It was a really good call. Please call again. It was a great call, Mark.
Again,
I will do. Cheers, guys.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Up the Spurs. A few super chats. You got one there?
Yeah, got a few super chats to get through. I Hate Marmite says, even if we somehow got rid of Levy, we still have Joe Lewis. Has Lewis even come to a game as well? This club is a joke. I'm so detached right now. And then Danny Kiriaki, big up Danny. Levy is an awful businessman, failed at key times. Completely agree.
Oh, man. Let's get Gail on. Gail, how you doing, mate?
Sorry, hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
we
you.
can hear you. How you been?
All right. I'm good. I'm flying back home, so I'm in quarantine and I'm halfway
Okay.
through. But I can't say I'm doing great at the moment.
How
with
much
all this.
longer of quarantine do you have? How long is the quarantine over there?
I have it's 14 days in a designated place. For me, it's a hotel. I think most places are in a hotel, and then I think I have a week more that I have to stay at home, which is still a pain, but it is what I have to do to get home.
Well, it looks like you got a good internet
yeah.
connection there. So what more could you ask for?
Yeah. There's a lot of sports going on at the moment with the Euros, and there's hockey, basketball, and all that going on. So can't ask for much more. But the news
from
from
a
Tottenham
manager.
That's too much to ask.
A manager is too much to ask for. Don't ask for a manager.
By the time you're out of quarantine, it'll be probably
when it was like, okay, Fonseca is gonna come, but who is this guy? He was, he's been at Rome, but he's out for some reason. And then, I was watching some of the content that you guys made about Fonseca, and I was like, okay, this guy could be a decent manager for us, coming in, could make some changes, attacking minded. And yeah, yesterday when it was the North Macedonia versus Ukraine game, I was watching with you guys on the TV, and then decided to check what was Romano going on. What's he writing on his tweet? And there it is. Fonseca wasn't gonna come, and I was absolutely furious. I couldn't watch the game anymore, and I was just banging my bed. I was like, why would they allow this to happen? It's comical. It's comical in the way that, we needed a big move for a manager because we had such a hilarious season. And then they decided to, okay, Fonseca, we can't pay your taxes. We can't afford you anymore. I think the correct move for Levy, in consideration of the club, the fans, and the financial situation and the success of the club, is to get Conte in right there and then. Conte in. At the beginning of summer, everything settled, and we have a summer to work for, to renovate the club, to get players out and get players in. But no, Levy's on fucking holiday, and then we're just here scrambling to figure out who is going to lead this club going into the league. And we have Manchester City coming up for our first fixture, which is just jokes.
Yeah, it's going to be big jokes. I mean, can you even think about what manager would even come here now? What manager would even come here and work under Levy?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people saying Nuno, Eddie Howe. There's news about going in again for Ten Hag.
Oh.
I don't know. I think we can just wish for the best, but it can never come for us, I guess, at this stage. The best has already passed. Even Fonseca is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not just that we haven't appointed anyone. It's just the way we've gone about it, isn't it? It's just the manner of professionalism of this hierarchy, the way we've dealt with these managers who've nearly got on through the door and then last minute done a U-turn a few times now.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's going on with this club. It's been 60 days. I think 60 days and counting, 61 or something. And then I don't know. What I wished for at the end of the season was settle in on a manager, if we can get a manager, and then get players out. And in my mind, it was there was Aurier, Sissoko, and even Dyer. These players, they need to go. They need to get out of here because we need fresh players to come in. There were news concerning, I think his name is Thorim Barati, and then some other players. Barati, I've watched the games with him in Italy. He looks like a pretty solid player. And I just want these deals to keep on coming. We want renovation in this club. We want a defender in, Anderson. I want him in. He looks like a very solid defender. And at this point, I can't even see those happening. I can't even see us selling any players at all and just I can completely see us going into the next season, going into the game against Manchester City with the same exact squad in the last season, in the last game that we had last season. And
it's hard. It's hard to see it any other way because we're running down now. I think 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks till the start of the season. Still don't have a manager 60 days on. We need to get a manager in before we even start thinking about who we're going to bring in. And then the manager needs to start working on it, first of all, drawing up a list of who he wants, getting the players who he doesn't want out. This all takes time. This isn't going to happen overnight. And for it to happen over the next 8 weeks, I can't see it happening. I just can't.
Yeah, that's true. And it's...
Oh, is he gone? Oh, I think Gail's cut off.
Okay, Gail. Sorry, Gail, that has cut off.
Well, thank you for calling in anyway. Sorry, it looks like it has cut off, though.
I think we got Amir in the background.
Let's get Amir on.
Amir.
Oh,
Amir. Yeah, that's exactly how we're all feeling, Amir. But talk to me about your feelings.
Lads, we're a laughing stock of the Premier League at the moment, lads. It's I don't know. I think we should be looking in different directions, to be honest with you, to what we've been doing. Just before the call, I wanted to mention a few names here for you guys. I don't know if you've given them much thought, but
how many different directions can we go in, Amir? We've gone for Conte, Poch, Gattuso, Fonseca, Ten Hag. I mean, how many different directions can we even go in?
I tell you what, I think they're all wrong because Poch, first of all, that was never going to happen. He's just taken the PSG job. He wants to prove himself there. If you want Poch, that'll probably come 2, 3, 4 years down the line after he's won a few Champions Leagues and things over there. So Poch was a no-goer from the start. All the other guys, to be honest with you, Conte was a pipe dream, like complete and utter pipe dream. He was never going to come. He needs money, that's why he quit Inter. He's not going to take that kind of job. You'll see him at Barca, Real, Bayern, or one of those guys soon. You're not going to see him at Spurs. And all the other guys mentioned, they don't have like Premier League experience. So I would suggest, I'm just going to name a few names here, but why not look at people like Potter, Sean Dyche even, who's done brilliantly at Burnley. Have a look at Benitez, who's out of work, who's won Champions Leagues and done things. Even I was thinking this, Bielsa. Go and raid Leeds, get Bielsa to raid a few of his Leeds players and bring them over to Spurs as well.
He just signed a new contract, Bielsa.
Oh, did he? I didn't know. He did, God. Oh, God. So,
we have options here, Amir.
We've got the latest tweet from Fabrizio Romano 1 minute ago, and it says Tottenham are not planning to reconsider Fonseca or Gattuso as candidates in the next hours. Both deals 100% off. Same for Pochettino, who's considered as untouchable by PSG since May. Board now back to work to find the right manager.
The silence is deafening, Amir.
Yeah, well, it's all Levy's fault. You know what? You sack a manager like a week before his final and a few matches, it's just ridiculous. Levy's lost the plot. Like, he's done well to get us the stadium and all these new academy and whatnot, and but he's lost the plot now. He's lost the plot. Who sacks Mourinho? You sack Poch. First of all, you sack Poch. Why sack Poch? Yeah, he was on a down run, but he was on a down run because Levy didn't give any bloody money. Like so Levy must be looking at himself and thinking, oh God, and that's why he's brought in this Paratici now, isn't it? And he's already rowing with him before the guy's even started his job.
That's
insane. Lads.
It's even a bigger mess than any of us could have envisaged, and that's saying something considering we did a bloody protest to get them out. It's even a bigger mess than even I envisaged.
Exactly, and then consider your squad. Consider the deadwood. Consider the 6-7 players that are lounging around in your squad on hundreds of thousands of pounds, and you can't get rid of them. Look, you've been hearing rumours. Aurier might go here. Sissoko might go there. Well, they ain't gone nowhere. They'll probably be playing against City, like the guy said before. I don't know. I really, I'm at a stretch to think of names. You know, considering you're putting people in the hat like Potter and Dyche, and no offense to these guys, to be honest, I think they could do well at a big club. You know, they've never been tested at a big club. I think these guys could do all right. But compare them to Pochettino and Mourinho, who've been at your club. It's a joke. It really is a joke. You know, we're almost, you know, Arsenal, they forced their greatest manager out of their club, and then they've been a terrible since, and we were all laughing at them. And now look at us. It's like Levy's made the same bloody mistake. You know, Poch could have been our Fergie. Let's be honest. And now, you know, we want him back. You know, could have been our Fergie. Could have been there for years. And unfortunately, now we really need to consider our next options.
But the way we've conducted ourselves in this search, like, isn't it going to alienate potential new managers coming in? Like, seeing as we've already turned around, we've already reneged on a couple of agreements that we've had with managers to do U-turns. Like, what manager's going to come in to sit down with negotiations? They probably won't believe any agreement that we make with them, as long as it's verbal. If I was a manager, I'd say, get it on paper. I don't believe a word you're saying.
Sim, you're 100% right. And you know, in my day, shouldn't be these things be all done behind closed doors? Shouldn't be hearing any. Okay, you can hear rumors, but we've been linked with these guys. These have been stories no, we should be doing these things behind closed doors. You shouldn't even hear anything about it. It should just be little whispers. That's it. I think we're handling ourselves disgracefully. Honestly, I think Levy's going through some type of breakdown or something, because that's the only way you can explain it. How can you sack Poch and sack Mourinho and still have, you know, that interview he done the other day? I watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, lads.
What a shit show that interview was.
He's taking the mick. You know what I mean? He's taking the mick. And you know, I came on here before, lads, and I suggested like a Barcelona model for Spurs, and you guys said, oh, I don't know if that'll work in England, whatnot. I honestly think we need to figure out a way to take over this club and have like a Spurs plus investment funding coming into it, Spurs family and investment money coming into it, because Levy's running this club into the ground. No trophies in 20 years. It's an absolute disgrace. The last trophy we won was a Carling Cup, and that was 13 odd years ago when I was living in Israel the last time, you know, so long ago. And it's a disgrace. And you're seeing clubs like Leicester winning leagues, winning FA Cups, you know, bringing in players, having a great vision. Rodgers doing fantastic there. It's hurting me, lads. It's hurting me. And we've got other teams like Leeds, Villa coming up. You know, where are we going to be in this equation next season? Where are we going to be?
We're not going to be nowhere. We don't have a plan. We've been without a manager for 3 months. We have no plan, no direction, no vision. There is nothing to be excited about from Tottenham. And I said this, and I've been saying this for the last 2 months now. As long as we don't have a manager, there is no conversation to have with Harry Kane about staying at Tottenham. There's not even a conversation to have. The conversation starts when we get a manager, and we do not. And it's been 3 months now, and we don't have one. And Kane must be thinking, well, what is the point of even having a conversation about staying? Or we're wanting to stay. There is no conversation to have. There is nothing to stay for at the moment. And the way Spurs have conducted themselves in looking for a manager has only exposed the hierarchy for what they are, which is absolutely clueless when it comes to footballing matters. And I'm afraid Harry Kane, even if we do whatever manager we do get in now, Kane will be like, look, you have a manager, but look, you have no idea what you're doing, do you guys? Let's be honest.
I completely agree. And to be honest with you, with Harry Kane, do you know what I would have done? Simple as that. I would have given him a lifetime contract. I would have signed him up for the rest of his playing career, and I would have signed him up to be a football striker's coach for the rest of his time at Spurs, and let him do his badges through us, and let him live through us. This guy's a legend, guys. Honestly, you've got the best asset in the world in your hands, and you're not willing to do something like that. And honestly, that's what we should be doing. This guy's not only is he the best striker in the world, right? That's obvious to everyone. His passing ability, his scoring ability, his awareness, you know, everything. On top of that, he's a top lad. He's a top lad. He's a role model for all these kids out there. Do you know what I mean? As much as other players are as well. Kane is the top of all of them. He's a perfect role model. He played in League 2, he played in League 1, he played in the Championship to get his ass in the Premiership and to become one of the world's best. He's proof that you can make it. If you work hard enough, you can make it. And that's why I think we should give him a lifetime contract, keep him at Spurs for the rest of his life, and realize the value that we have in this man.
He would
also
never
loved
sign
the
a
club.
lifetime contract over his dead body unless he was forced to. He ain't signing no contract at Tottenham, I can guarantee you that.
Especially a bloody lifetime one, that's for sure.
Look, I can't see him. I honestly, if he goes to another club in the Premier League, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, if he goes, then at least, you know, go over to Spain, go over to Italy, and go win your trophies there. But I can't. It will be heartbreaking to see him at City or
There'll
Chelsea
only be
or-
one person to blame. There'll only be one person to blame. And there is only one person to blame for the whole shit show going on right now. But Amir, just want to say absolutely fantastic call once again. And thanks for coming on.
No worries. Come on, England. Let's beat these Scots, eh? Let's get more
Let's
money.
hope for something.
Come
Take
on,
our mind
England.
off Spurs because I can't handle it at the moment.
All right,
Cheers,
lads.
Amir.
Take it easy. Shabbat shalom. See you guys.
Have a
Take
good
it
Shabbos,
easy.
mate.
See you soon.
Shabbat shalom.
Bye-bye. Super chat here from Wild Metal saying, it's all a play. Levy won't cash out on a manager. He doesn't want to cash out on a new player. Manager will be disappointed around transfer deadline.
Yeah, we all know that. And then there's another one from HodGod10. He says, ENIC has so many tentacles. Spurs is just one of them. That's the problem. ENIC use our name for commercial gain. They're a cancer. Get ENIC out.
100%. And I think that is it. No more guests.
And there's no,
Who is it? Well, if you put your camera on, we'll be able to get you on. But if you can't, then unfortunately that will be it. I just want to say thank you for all the callers and everyone in the live chat. It's been a very stressful live stream today. Really stressful time supporting Tottenham Hotspur. And I just don't know what direction this club is going. Actually, we do know what direction the club is going.
Not in a good one. It's not in a good direction.
We know, and it's going down south, that's for sure. I mean, but it's just very, very hard to take what is going on at this football club right now. And no words really anymore. It's just no words.
They every time we think it can't get any worse, they somehow top their own shit show. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they keep doing it, but
keep outdoing themselves, don't they?
I don't know how. It'd be a beggar's belief.
I'm just worried what's around the corner now with the next one.
It doesn't even matter. Like, it's like even if we get an agreement, it's like, are we going to renege it when in last minute now?
Of course we
it's
are.
like no manager can have faith in what we're saying anymore. We can't have faith in what we're saying. That's how I feel.
All right, look, we have got a busy day ahead. It is the England game this evening, England against Scotland, 8 p.m. So tune in for the live event that we are doing. If you are coming down, looking forward to seeing you later. And yeah, we're going to be bringing you an England predicted lineup just before the game as well. So look out for that. But thank you everyone for joining us today. Ooh. It's been a lot of viewers and, always humbled by the amount of viewers that come and join us. What's Brian Daigle saying?
It's an article about the Spurs refinancing their debts. They've paid off that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So Spurs have paid off the £175 million loan they got from the government, and they refinanced it in a long-term loan instead. So it means they're easing their financial worries in the short term. So they don't have a short-term liability anymore. It's all now long-term.
I thought we knew that though. Anyway, didn't we?
That was over today.
Huh?
Happened today.
Oh, I thought we knew they made all their short-term debts into long-term debts.
Yeah, there were rumours about it, but Spurs confirmed it today, basically.
Didn't Daniel Levy say that in his interview last week?
No, I don't think he said specifics.
But he said that all the debts are long-term debts in that interview, didn't he?
Yeah, so maybe he was alluding to that.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, well, that is the update for you, and that is your reaction to what a mess Tottenham Hotspur are in right now. Once again, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, ENIC out.